Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today this footage is of me doing a speed build of the house that my vampire sims are going to be living in during the Half-Blood challenge. I was gonna call it the Coven challenge, but then I changed my mind. I thought the name Half-Blood was more suited to the challenge, which I'm gonna be explaining in just 1 minute. Now, the basic idea of this challenge, as I explained in my previous video, is to capture 3 or more human sims in the basement of your vampire house, because the idea is that all the plasma fruit has wilted away and that's the only way for vampires to survive now. And so they have a couple of human sims locked in the basement and they're going about their fairly normal vampire lives, and then the male vampire has an affair with one of the human sims, and the goal is to have 2 children, one human child and one vampire child, by the end of the challenge. And I'm going to read the rules now of this challenge is that your house has to have at least however many coffins you have with vampire sims, like an equal number of coffins to vampire sims so they don't have to share a coffin or anything. You have to have a dungeon to keep your human sims in and have everything the human sims need to survive down in the dungeon, and also have everything your vampires need to survive above ground in the normal house. And I have far more than just what is required to survive in my house, as you'll see when I've completed the build. It's a very large build. The human sims can look however, which is the reason why I didn't spend very much time in Create a Sim with the human sims. But the alpha leader vampire sim, the male vampire, has to have the evil trait. And I forgot about that when I was creating him, so I'm going to have to go back and fix that later. The other 2 traits can be whatever, and for any other vampires you can have whatever traits you want. You can have up to 3 vampire sims, and you can have as many human sims as you want, but you must have at least 3 human sims. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Anyway, so one of the human sims is going to fall into a forbidden love with the male vampire. And the house, wait a minute, totally tripped over my words there. Anyway, one of the female human sims will fall in love with the main male vampire, as well as still being married to one of the male human sims. And the way that will be possible is the alpha sim, the main male vampire, let's call him Alpha for brevity's sake, he will take her out of the dungeon up to his room. That's the only place they're allowed to go together, and they can only do stuff in his room, and the goal is to keep it secret from the other human sims and vampire sims the entire challenge, or else you lose. That's one of the losing conditions, is if one of the other sims discovers them. Anyway, so those are most of the rules. Yep. Okay, the last rule is the female sim at one point must have one child with the alpha and one child with with her husband. And you lose if, as I said before, they're found out about what they're doing, or the chosen female dies from unnatural causes like electrocution or drowning without having children. She can still die from old age, that's allowed, then you just have to start with a new generation. Anyway, if your alpha sim dies of thirst or burns up in the sun or anything, if your alpha sim dies, basically, or your vampires end up drinking plasma fruit or juice, because the idea is that there's none left, so it wouldn't make very much sense for them to be able to drink or eat. Yeah, I guess drink from plasma fruit or juice. So those are the basic rules and stuff of the challenge, and that is all I really wanted to talk about this video, but we have a little more time left, and so I just want to say that I have 2 vampires because this challenge, the room I have in my household, I'm not going to use any mods to create more room or anything, so I don't want to cheat to be able to have enough room for the 2 babies, so I'm going to keep it to 2 vampire sims and 3 human sims. I might add another if need be, leaving a little extra room just in case. And my house is way bigger than is absolutely necessary, but I felt like building a mansion because they're like fancy, pretty well-known vampires in the vampire community. They have a nice house. And yeah, that's about all there is to talk about for this video. I just tried to record this clip with my microphone unplugged. That was totally silly of me. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I am nowhere near done with this speed build. I still have furnishing and wallpaper to do. I have already done the wallpaper and flooring at the time of recording because that is sort of off-camera stuff. It's pretty boring. Oh, and I did the lighting too. Anyway, it's not really, like, I find in speed builds, I tend to skip that part of the video because it's not very interesting, just plopping down different colors in different rooms, making sure they match and all. So I'll do that in between this part and the next part of the speed build, where I will be doing all the furnishing. And this is almost the end of the video. I would just like to say that this video is going to be coming out today on Thursday, and on Saturday I'm going to be releasing a video announcing what exactly I'm going to do with my Minecraft series, which I'll say right now, it's sort of a mix between vanilla and modded, but you'll have to see on Saturday what exactly that is going to end up being. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed and leave a rating or comment down below, or both if you really want to. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!